healing. You can't move on. You can't even begin to start to try to even learn how to trust after infidelity if you haven't healed.
Okay,
I'm
let me
not
ask
doing
you
it.
this. All right, all right, because you said something about growth. Now, if you said that cheating on you is a non-negotiable, so you break up with this person, and let's say five, 3, 4, 5 years unpassed, and y'all ends up bumping heads again. Would you reconnect with the person that cheated on you?
No, no.
Nothing. You just done.
We had our time. We had our time. We had our space. Let me move on. No, I'm
I
fine.
know. I'm just saying this is like later on down the line, like a couple of years later down the line. You know,
Let me help
she
you out.
grew.
Let me
She
help you
grew.
out. Let me help you out. Even if it was 10 years down the line. 10 years. Matter of fact, tack on another 5. Tack on another 5, Deacon. Tack on another 5. Even if it was 15. Ain't
Com-
gonna happen. Ain't
Completely,
gonna happen.
utterly done.
Not gonna happen.
That's
Okay.
a hard. That's a hard.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cancer Conversations. How y'all doing today? I am your host, Kyra. I hope y'all have missed us. I hope y'all went out and um, voted as well. Polls are closed, so I hope y'all all voted. We're down. Our one person, Mr. Roshon, is working today. So big ups to the Patterson Fire Department. All right, let's get the one and only Mr. Derek the Deacon.
Trick or treat. Smell my feet. Give me something good to eat. If you don't, I don't care. I'll pull down your like. How do you get into the underwear? You ever thought about that? Like, why they outside of this they draws that somebody can gonna pull down their underwear? You ever thought about that? That ever ran across your mind? No,
No,
I
never.
don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't even know where that song came from. To be honest, that's some bad kids for you.
Right.
Cause it's a stupid song. So, how's your day today, Derek?
It's over. That's all that matters. Let's get this going. So I can go to bed.
How's your day? No, you don't. You definitely don't get to go to bed. You don't get to go to bed.
Mm-mm.
Okay, everybody, this is me. I was doing something. I'm sorry
Right.
that y'all don't have
Let's
my
get it together.
undivided attention.
Let's get it together.
Um, what, Derek? Yo, I think Derek really tried to start with me today, y'all, because he wanted me to snap on his ass. And I'm trying to be nice because I love Derek and Derek is my friend, but Derek been messing with me today. So, Sean, you can't watch and not be on the show. I just want to say that. Hi, Miss Darlene. But anyway, today's conversation is when is it acceptable to introduce your children's to your significant other? And this is kind of cool because, as we all know, the Tia Tamara, Corey, what's his name? Corey Hardick. Um, they got the divorce, and then part of their divorce settlement, they put that neither one of them can introduce their significant other until it's a 6 month established relationship, which I didn't even know you could put into a divorce decree. But okay, I guess that's what money do for you. And so I thought that was kind of interesting that they even decided to do that. But we have two videos that we'll get into that in a little bit. We have two videos, and then we'll get into the topic. Hi, Darrell.
Words of wisdom if you're dating during or after your divorce. Wait to introduce your significant other to your kids. It's not fair to them to keep introducing people into their lives and having them, exit a month, 2 months, 3 months later. You need to make sure this is going to be a long-term, solid relationship. Have the respect enough for your kids to give them that.
So as a single parent, I prefer the gradual introduction opposed to just like a introduction 2 years into your relationship. Like if I'm dating somebody and I feel really comfortable with them and I want them in my space more, I want them to spend more time with me, I will introduce them to my kids as my friend. I will say, oh, my friend's going to be hanging out with us today. My friend's coming over, my friend's going out with us, whatnot. And we'll do this over time to see how they get along, see how their relationships form. Almost like, I guess, a trial period for me. And if things are going really well and I feel very comfortable, then I would express to my children that this is my partner and we are in a relationship. In my mind, the idea of having a partner for a year or 2 years and then just dropping them on your kids, hey, this is my fiance, and you've already emotionally invested 2 years into that person, and it turns out that they don't get along with your kids, they don't like your kids don't like them, then what? So that's my personal take on it.
Very good point. Very valid point.
That is a good point. This I introduced nobody to my kids ever. I think both points are valid points. I can't say what a timetable should look like for people because everybody is different. Everybody do what they want to do with their children, who they want around their children, who they want to introduce their children to, to each his own. But me personally, I not gonna say a timetable. I just don't think that when you first meet somebody, or even when you like 2-3 months into a relationship with somebody, they should be meeting your kids. Just like I said, Tia and Corby thing, they said 6 months of an established relationship is long enough to start introducing the children to their significant others. For me, it depends on how your relationship is going. That's what I say. If you feel like it's going to be something, then okay. But for me, it just depends on what that relationship look like. Because everybody ain't meet my kids. We ain't doing that. So, and it depends on the age too. I definitely think that when it comes to younger kids, to older kids, to adults, is definitely a difference. Because sometimes I know they say, oh, like the kids don't really have nothing to do with it, but they do. So when you break up with somebody, that affects your children. This is, it's like the kids got to break up with that person too after they have been like attached to that person. They used to, doing stuff with that person and stuff like that. So it ain't just you breaking up with somebody, your kids is breaking up with them too, and you don't know how that's going to affect them. And then here you come again, introducing them to somebody else, and they may be a little reluctant. So I definitely think people need to realize that part, that it ain't just about you. When you're with someone and then y'all ends up not working out, you got to think about the fact that your kids are affected by that breakup too, because they're breaking up with that person too. So that's my take on it. Hey, Irene, how you doing, boo? Mr. Watson, what's your thoughts?
I agree with everything you said. Everything you said is right on time. Right on point. Um, there's definitely no right or wrong time. It has to be when you feel is best or what works best for you and what works best for your kids. Everybody's children are not the same. They're wired differently, and what works for you is definitely not going to work. May not work for me. So it ultimately comes down to knowing your children and knowing what's the most comfortable way to do this or introduce them between that's comfortable for you and that's going to be in the best interest of your kids, because you do have to take those things into consideration. That thing don't work, y'all thought it was cool but now it's not cool. Y'all thought y'all was together but it's now not together. Yeah, those kids go through that, and then you're teaching a lesson to your children. So if you sit here running through all these different people, introducing it to them, you're telling them that it's okay to do the same thing, and we should be protecting our children and making sure that our kids are not being exposed to the wrong people or the wrong things. I don't know what you're saying, Kyra.
I'm sorry, I had to mute. You know, it's like a hot girl summer out here in this cold. Thomas Mack says, "Don't let the guy you're dating meet your kids unless it's already a committed relationship." And
Right.
I 100% agree with that. I think that, like I said, to each his own. Um, but I think that go on both parts. You know, even though as like with single parents going through a divorce after divorce or whatever, you always have to take your kids into some sort of consideration when you introducing them to people, because and sometimes people could just be plain ass out mean when they
Right.
after a breakup. Like the kids ain't really got nothing to do with it, and I think that when if a person breaks up with someone after they have met their kids and they have done things with these children and things like that, and they still want to have some type of relationship with that child, I personally don't see anything wrong with it. But some other, you know, maybe that person's significant other may have an issue with it, or you know, for some people it's like, okay, if that's the truth, I'm cutting ties with them. But at the end of the day, it still affects that child, and people don't realize that part. They just think about themselves, and I think that's so selfish of people. Thomas says any man can pay your bills, but not just any man should meet your children. All right, now that's a whole sermon. That's a whole entire sermon right there. Let's pin that up. Sorry, don't start. Now, I totally agree with that. And females too. Females shouldn't be, if a man is introducing a woman to his children, I think that sometimes could even be harder.
You're right.
Because most men don't really want to meet your kids anyway from the jump start. Not when y'all first start dating. I think sometimes some women, I ain't saying all women, but some women are faster to want to meet their man's children. It's like you already ready to have a whole family put together, and all of that is just not necessary. Everybody needs to take their time, get to know who you're dealing with before um, introducing people.
Right.
That's some hurt. That's hurtful for children. I'm not gonna say for that person that's breaking up, but that's hurtful when you do break up with someone. That's very hurtful, and people have to. I just think people just don't really think that take their children into too much consideration when they out here dating and dating and dating and dating. If I meet your kids right, yo, Tom is stupid. He said, if I meet your kids right away, you're a thotty. Thomas, why they gotta be a thotty? why they gotta be a thotty, Tom? Seven King says, but what if you decide to introduce and the child and the other person doesn't get along? Well, I think that's on a situational type of basis. Because it depends on how old these kids are. If you got younger kids and they don't like the person that you with, then okay, that's a conversation to have, because I gotta know why you don't like this person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just not gonna be like, okay, no, I'm not gonna date them because my kids don't like them. I need to. Why? I need to know that answer first. And if it's adult children, they don't get to say, they grown. They don't like. I'm just letting y'all say hi. It don't matter. But for younger kids, it's a deeper type of thing if they don't like the person that you're with, because those kids are going to be in your house for a while, and you need to find out the reasoning why your child doesn't like this person. It could just be sometimes kids and they just don't want to see mommy or daddy with somebody else. They want to see them with mommy and daddy. So right. It all kind of depends. I know. Irene says, I don't want to meet nobody kids. I have enough. I hear that. But you're going to have to meet them. Well, you married anyway, Irene. So you good, girl. So.
Right.
Thomas says, because I don't need to meet your sons, Raheem and Fahim, immediately. That might turn me off to the mom before it gets going. I get that.
He's right. He's speaking facts.
Why is that a fact, Derek?
Because when you the makeup or the makeup of the kid, the makeup of the children, the behaviors of the children, those are all factors that can move you left or right in the whole dating process. So if I see you and your kids are bad, do you think I want to do? Am I really going to want to date you? Am I really going to want to take you seriously when I know I'm already not going to deal with your bad behind kids? So I think it's important that the relationship is established so that.
But wouldn't you want to know that in the beginning anyway, instead of it being established? Because then once it gets established, and then you turn around and say you don't want to be bothered with my badass kids. What you think I would say that?
No, that changes with once you get to know someone. When I get to know you and I spend time with you, and I'm getting to and we're building and developing a rapport with each other. Then there are certain things that if I didn't know you, I won't want to be bothered with. That I would say, okay, well, she's a good person, or I enjoy being in her presence, or I enjoy being around her, or so that you
still gotta like my kids,
right? But I can like your kids because I like you.
Damn, how bad they is.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If I like you, then I accept everything that's attached to you. If I don't like you, if I barely know you, then I'm not liking anything attached to you. I can tell already, like, okay, yeah, I'm out. I didn't even give it a chance. because your kids was a factor. Understanding that your kids may not be bad. It's like someone said, the parents don't want to see kids don't want to see their parents
Hello,
separated.
Felicia.
They don't want to see their parents dating somebody different.
No, they don't. Or no kids
So
don't
they
want to
may
see
be
their
acting out just
parents.
because you're there. See?
Thomas says, I agree. If the man is a good woman, I'll overlook the kids' BS, especially if she is willing to let me help out, or especially if the sons are teenagers. They the baddest. I think teenagers are the worst. They old and set in their ways as teenagers. All right, I get it and I understand what you're saying. But as long as yeah, teenagers are the worst to be introducing people to, because they have worse tantrums than little kids. Um, but okay, I get it. I understand where you're coming from, but still in all, what if you don't get a liking to those kids? Because you just like, I got my own damn bad kids. Well, I got to deal with your kids too.
But that's not the issue. When you get to know when you get to know the person, all that other stuff comes along with that's a part of the baggage that you take on when you get to know that person and you want to be in a relationship with that person. Now, if I met you and you show me your kids immediately and they off the hook, they don't listen, all the rest of that good stuff, then I'm not going to want to deal with it at all. So what could have been a beautiful thing has now been impacted by the introduction of your children too fast.
Okay, so what do you think is a good time frame to
You already know my
children?
dream. I said it plenty of times before. The only way you meet my kids is if we're um right before I propose. This is the only way. Because I'm not gonna be running. I'm not gonna be running. My job is to protect my children. So I'm not gonna just be running randoms in and out to them, and then they get close to someone, and then they walk away, and not even to because I there's people who literally do there's people you made me mess up my thought because you sending me crazy messages.
Say your thought,
I
doggone
lost
it.
it. I lost
Because
it because I almost clocked off. Don't play with me. This is not the day. The day I had. Don't let's keep it friendly.
I'm not. I text you.
And I'm
Um,
and I'm addressing it live.
because you disrespectful. Um, Sean has entered into the weight room. Should we let him out?
Hey, kaboom! Guess who stepped in the room?
I should have took a viewers poll first before letting Sean out. Should we have let Sean answer the show today?
Oh God, I'm probably gonna have to leave anyway.
all those
Darlene?
fire and all the sirens I don't hear and go by Kyra window. I'm surprised you even sitting down.
Don't jinx me.
They out here acting foolish. Darlene says, what if the person that you like have children and they are disrespectful and the parent doesn't see it? Their lifestyles have different values.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. But if that's a problem, if I see that from the jump, then there's nothing else to talk about. You normally go on by your business. Like, all right, I don't want to have to deal with this, and you keep it moving. But if 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 I've invested a certain amount of time and I've gotten to know you, and I can see that okay, maybe you just need a little encouragement or some fresh ideas. You may be at your wits end. You may be like, okay, I done tried everything that I know how to do, but now you're here. Can you like? Then you might stay around. But
No, because and Thomas asked the right question. He says, do they not see it or are they overlooking the issues? And that's exactly what some women do. They swear to God their kids is just as good as damn pie. My baby don't do nothing. You're over exaggerating. Da, 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 da. But you know damn well your kids is baby kids. And don't nobody want to be bothered with your hellfires. No, because I'm walking out the door. Sorry. I got my own 3 kids. I don't care how old they is. I still have my own 3 kids. I've been through the nonsense. I'm not doing it with nobody else's. Just not doing it. I need to relax. I'm old.
You ain't old.
Yes, I am. I said I'm old. I'm old. My kids made me old. Hell no. No, thank you.
I would say, what about this new phenomenon that we're seeing now, Derek? Whereas, okay, I get,
person you said?
I get the whole thing with, it should be some time to meet the children, but then I'm seeing a lot of posts and videos and a lot of conversations going to whereas like if you want to date a woman, she wants you to pay the babysitter fee.
Yeah.
Or she wants you to buy a doggy bag for the kids.
Or ordering their dinner.
Yeah, like what's going on with this new phenomenon that I'm seeing that okay, it's cool not meeting the kids immediately, but now I gotta buy them food and I gotta pay for a big like what's going on with this entitlement that we're seeing? What's that all about?
Well, we know the entitlement. The entitlement has always been there, especially with these new age women.
Yeah, that's a bit extra though. A man got to pay for the babysitter fee.
I don't know nothing about that new. I don't know what you're talking about. Do any of the viewers know?
That sisterhood, boy. That sisterhood is strong.
I'm asking the viewers. Do y'all know what's showing up here talking about? I have no idea what he's talking about.
You absolutely know what he's talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking. Ask Kamisha.
No idea. What's Sean talking about? Y'all know what he's talking about? I don't know what he's talking about.
That's a bit extra to where I gotta pay for your babysitter or buy your kids food. But then it's like okay. Yeah, I've seen one video where a woman wanted a down payment to go out.
Oh yeah, I put that video up because I honestly thought that was the funniest shit.
Yeah, and one wanted $500 just for her phone number.
She charged this dude like $3,000, and she wanted her money.
Because they dated in the past, and she was like, in order for us to date again, for me to know that you gonna come through and be what you're supposed to be, I want a $3,500 down payment. So if this don't work out, at least I got something out of it. And I gotta pay for food for you to take home to Lil Ray Ray and them.
Keep that.
Well, like I said, I personally don't know anything about that because I would never. But yo, I'm sorry to say this, but if you gonna do it, then you the fool.
I mean, but that ain't the conversation. I'm shocked and appalled that somebody even come out their mouth like that.
Hey,
Like the entitlement. Like
you'll be surprised what come out people's mouth, but it's just like I don't know, just it don't make no sense. That should just sound retarded.
I mean, especially when it's like you'll hear more from the woman's side where it goes, if you want to date me and my children are a package deal.
Right.
Okay.
I get it, but what do that actually mean? If I'm not gonna meet the children, but I'm somewhat responsible for them eating or paying their babysitter fee, what do that
Well,
like? It's weird.
I think
That's
that
a package deal on my side because I'm not. You're limiting my relationship with them.
in the beginning,
So that just seems like it's just word salad. It's just something to say because you got a kid, and if I want to date you, that's just let me know you got a kid, and then I pay for this, pay for that. But it's like you have no responsibility. I just want you to pay for these chicken nuggets.
You're right.
I think that in the beginning, I think that when women say is me and my kids are a package deal, I think like you just say, I think it's just letting you know that, I have children.
That I got a kid.
Not that you're responsible for doing anything. Well, this is my personal opinion. Because all that other stuff, that shit sound retarded to me. I don't think that anybody has an obligation or responsibility to another person's children. You didn't help make them kids, so you don't have any obligation to them, especially, like in the beginning. Now, if you get into an established relationship and things like that, and then you want to meet the kids, and if you choose to do things for the children, that's your choice. You do it. You know what I'm saying? But are you obligated to do it? No. I don't think anybody should be obligated. I don't think you obligated to do it. I don't, because you didn't make that kid with that person. They have another person, whether it be the mama or the daddy. That person has that obligation to take care of their own child. You don't have any obligations to nobody's children. You're not obligated to it. Now, if you want to do it, then you do it. If you want to have that relationship with that person's child, then that's what you do. But it's just an understanding that once we do walk down this road to us being established and moving forward in life, my kids are here. So that's a whole nother different type of conversation.
I think we say women. It's funny, right? Because you can say, well, you always say you different, but a woman can quickly say, tell a man that they're not obligated to do anything. They're not obligated. But then the moment they don't do it, then they're getting looked at as less than, or they're getting side-eyed because they didn't do it. You're not obligated. It's like it's a strong obligation. Like you're not obligated, but it's a strong expectation.
I agree with that because Christmas time, we're 6 months in. I know you got a kid or two, and then I come to bring you a Christmas gift, but I don't bring nothing for your kids. But I haven't really met them or bonded with them. If I didn't bring them a gift, would it be an issue? Or even like, oh, he didn't even have the decency to at least bring my kid a gift.
Right.
No, but if y'all relationship ain't there and you haven't met my children, why would I expect you to bring them something?
It sounds good. It sounds good. What I'm saying is the reality of it, because I always say like a lot of women see things from the woman's side, but when we talk from the man's perspective, it's like a foreign language. Mm-hmm. It's not what we think, is what men actually go through and what we hear when we talk to our peers.
Yeah.
And I get that and I understand that. And but for me, I'm answering your question. For me, if me and you were just dating and I haven't introduced you to my children as of yet, and Christmas, like you said, Christmas rolls around and you don't get my kids anything for Christmas, I'm not gonna be mad at that. That's not gonna be an issue for me. You don't even know
You
my
already
kids.
said, well, you already said ain't nobody meeting your kids for like 5 years anyway.
Listen, that's just what it is. I
I
don't see
think
the
that's,
need
I think that's a safe number.
You know you're a unicorn. You so unrealistic is a shame. Ain't nobody
I
going off
don't
your
see the need
standards.
for it. I don't see the
Ain't
need
nobody
for it.
going off your
I can
standards.
see like later down the line, after a year or so, yeah, okay, we can talk about me and my kids. But are you gonna know I have kids? Absolutely. Because when I say I can't go somewhere or I can't do something because I got to do something with my children or I got to go somewhere with my kids, then that's what it is. But you personally meeting my kids, no, that's gonna go down the road a little bit, and so I know we here. Because if we ain't here, ain't no reason for you to be over there with my children.
I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. I just wanna be on record to say, or ask what is from the bonding period. Would it be okay for me to just come over and say, hey, Merry Christmas, little man, tap my head, and that's it. If I don't have no gift once we first meet, would it be a problem? With some people, it may be.
Well, I think the people that's viewing, y'all can answer that question because, for my personal opinion, no. And you could come in the house, but I'm not gonna introduce you to my child as my man either. You could be introduced like this mommy friend, but
Yeah,
I'm not
Uncle,
gonna introduce you. You ain't even
Uncle
you
Tony,
my friend.
Uncle Tony, yeah, it's Uncle Tony.
So this is this mommy friend, and that's that. We ain't gonna be. It's not because
Oh,
they don't know
please,
you. You
depending
don't
on the
know.
age, they know what that means.
But that's what I said earlier. I said it depends on children's ages
Yeah,
because if they're little kids or whatever, it's different because they really don't understand so much. So yeah, that's mommy friend. If you have older kids, don't pop up at my house.
yeah, I agree. But it
So,
could be a real sticky situation. I think men get behind that 8 ball sometimes to like not knowing really how to move because it's like, damn if you do, you damn if you don't. You commit or you go in to a situation where you have no obligation, but something is silently expected. You know what I mean? And I always told you, like the whole thing with the stepdad or the potential stepdad is like you're looked at to be a provider, but at any given time, whenever it's over, all you did was pour into a situation that you're not really obligated to. You know what I mean? Once it's over, it's over. Now I done poured all my resources into you and the child, and I have no benefits, or it's sticky for men, and a lot of people don't really understand that perspective. But I speak to a lot of men, and being the new boyfriend, potential partner or mate or husband, it's I wish these conversations open up more so a lot of women can truly understand from the man's perspective of how men feel about this, because I'm supposed to put this child and this woman first, but I'll never be first. I'm supposed to pour in my resources and protect these people when I will never be first in their book. And it's like we have that thought process from the door, and it's a tricky conversation for men that I don't think a lot of women really understand.
Nope. It's not just a tricky conversation. It's a tricky movement, period. It's a tricky movement, period, because you don't want to overstep your bounds. You don't want to come off as too thirsty. Like, why are you beasting to meet my child? Why are you bringing my kids stuff? You don't want to be disrespectful to the father, because
Yeah.
some fathers not even with you showing up, you coming bringing their kids stuff, especially for a holiday. What if the president's too expensive? Was the president not expensive enough? There's a lot of factors that go into this that can cause a conflict.
Yes, especially the father.
Right.
Especially the father, because we're men, and when men go to war, we go to war.
Right.
You know. So, and I know how some men feel about their children, just as well as women. But just speaking on that aspect, you know, men dealing with the man in that scenario, it gives real tense, because you can't be the disciplinarian, but you don't want to be disrespected. You want to give guidance. You want to, you know, if you're coming in with this relationship to be the leader of this newfound family, but you got this outside entity that can cause issues, because now you want to be, you know, the decision maker or the leader, or, you know, and it can get real intense with this other person on the outside of this now new unit.
Mm-hmm.
And you can bump heads. Just that first time you take little Malachi to the store, it's like, uh-oh. And then, you know, do you call daddy and say, hey, Derek took little Malachi to the store? Or like, it's real tense. So it's like, for men, I don't think a lot of women really or truly understand. On the woman's side too, but I can only speak from a man's perspective.
But wouldn't y'all have a conversation about all of that? Like, seriously, like once you, and you know, like once it gets to that type of level or whatever, shouldn't it be like a conversation that you have with that mother, you meet that father, so there's not that type of tension going on between?
But that's gonna, a lot of times that's gonna depend on the relationship between the mother and the father.
Absolutely.
And then how secure or insecure the father is. You know, because if you come in and you a go-getter and you this, that, and the third, like I know a lot of dudes don't want to see a woman with a dude better than them.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
You know what I mean? A lot of insecure dudes out here. You know what I mean? So now they see y'all moving and shaking, going on vacations. You at Disney World, you at Great Adventures. You may get a little, you know, that's when you hear little comments like, oh, I see you on your little vacation. Now it's a little vacation.
Right.
Well, I
saw you out there with old boy.
Yeah, you start hearing little comments like that. That's where you know that's some little red flags. Like, oh, he ain't really feeling this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So,
I mean, but I think that could go both ways, because even with a man that has children and he bring in a female, that between that mother and that woman, you can still have that same animosity, and women petty as hell. So
yeah, I made the mistake one time with letting one of my exes do one of my kids' hair.
Oh,
I know. I didn't know.
Oh,
yeah, and baby went home and that hair came right on out. And I got the phone call. We don't do that. And I was like, he needed his hair done. Like, I ain't think nothing of it, but I was new in the parent game. I mean, so yeah, I get that side too. I truly understand it. Like,
Sean trying to get shot.
right.
That was a long time ago. I know better now. I know better. Yeah. I mean, I ain't got no little kids now.
Thank the Lord, because you get. Tashi says, I feel like boundaries should be made. Hey, daughter. She says, I feel like boundaries should be made in that aspect, so there's no hurt feelings or animosity toward anybody.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Now you got three people that may have, you know,
three different views.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Of course, the new guy coming in is the least, because I may say, hey, when I'm going to meet your son or your daughter, and you have your boundaries, right? Okay, but now here come the father. He have a totally different set of boundaries. You know what I mean? I don't want him, you know, sleeping over with my daughter. Like, you get a lot of that with men. You know what I mean? They get territorial. They get very strategic. You know what I mean? It's strategic, but it's territorial. Like, nah, I don't want no man sleeping over, you know, over the house with my daughter. I don't know him like that.
Right.
He can be this, he can be that. When it could just be a strategic thing with him not really wanting you to move on. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I can
Yeah, just to
understand.
throw a monkey wrench in your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he don't live in my house. He minds his business. Um, Thomas says, if you're going to be with the woman with kids, don't move in with her. Have her move in with you if the relationship progresses to that level. Okay, Thomas, you got to explain that one.
Nobody don't do that no more. Everybody moving. Soon, it's not even a relationship to that level. Soon you go on the first date, the next thing you know, he's showing up with his Xbox and his TV.
Tom is gonna stop heating this screen up.
Thomas got to explain why the man but the woman has to move in with the man. I need
because that's the natural progression of it. What do you mean? Why?
It is. That's supposed to be.
But what if my apartment bigger? What if my apartment bigger and more spacious? Because I got kids.
Then I don't need to move in with you.
It's easy. What if it's easier for me to make room for you instead of you trying to make room for me and mine?
No need. Because my job, if I'm taking on a position or taking on a job of being a provider, then my job is to provide and find a space that you can be that all of us can be comfortable in. But so if I'm coming into your space
together,
if I'm coming into your space
together,
that's not what we're talking about.
I'm asking. I'm asking a question.
I know where it's going with. I know where it's going with Thomas. Know where it's going.
Bigger and comfortable for everybody, but we doing it together.
Thomas basically saying you ain't kicking me out.
Right. That's what I was about to say. I was going right there. We already know. We already know what it is. The first moment you get mad. The first moment, and Kat, you'll be one of the first ones to do it. The first moment there's an argument. Oh, you can go. You can go because this is mine right here.
Trying to profile me. Don't be over here trying to profile me like, oh, you be the first one to put him out the door. And no, I wouldn't. I ain't that. I'm not like that anymore.
Look, you can go. You ain't gotta have no problem. You ain't got nothing in here. You can take your little TV and your Xbox and your two little roller bags, and you can head on out the door. Like, this is my kid's house. This is my kids. This is my house. This is my kid's house. You a guest.
Because
like that. You seen that video? You seen that video of the couple with the 29-year-old son?
No.
And he wasn't contributing. But the dad, the stepfather now that's paying the bills, but it's her house.
Yeah.
It's her house, but he's paying the bills, and the stepdad now is saying, it's time for him to grow up and move on his own. And she like, that's my son. He ain't going nowhere. You gonna go before he go.
Yeah, I'd have packed up. I would have packed up nicely.
Thomas said, because as soon as you move in with her, you automatically number 3 in her place, behind her number 1 and the kids, number 2, and that place isn't yours. No man could be a man in that type of atmosphere.
I believe you'll never be number 1 in that scenario.
No,
because I believe a woman gonna choose her child.
Every woman's their job is to their child, which and rightfully so. But
there's a lot of women that will put the man first in a marriage.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. A good woman will know how to take care of her kids, and then take care of her kids, and a good woman will know how to protect her children but it still make you feel like you're number one. And
But you're not number one?
No. It's always going to be about the kids, but you will never feel that way because she'll make sure that she's going to make sure that it's seamless, where you feel that you're number one, even though y'all both know that you're not. And quite frankly, I don't want to date a woman who is going to put me over their child. That's just real talk. Like if this person came out of you, all I'm doing is coming in you. This person came out of you. This person is a part of your this person is a part of your DNA.
Hold on, we ain't just gonna slide by that. we need an amen for the deacon for that one. That better be on a video tomorrow. That better be
nobody nothing tomorrow.
You better clip that shit. You better clip it and post it. That was classic.
You see my daughter, Deacon. You see what she say, right?
What?
She told the deacon, cut it out.
You better clip it. That's a viral post.
No, it's not.
I'm just saying. I'm not talking like that. I'm talking about, but when you talking about a man,
I ain't talking like that, but I'm just saying.
When you talking about a woman who will put a man that is inserting rather than a female, a child who is a part of you, who has come out of you, that's a problem.
Even if you're married?
What do you mean if you're married? You're still.
No, that was just a question. I'm not challenging. It's just a question.
Even if you're married, I don't know.
Even if you're married, I don't know.
I don't know, but I think that's a real issue for someone who's dating, and then and then this guy comes along, and now he's the king, and he's the center of your world, and your kids wants and needs don't matter or don't take precedence over his because he's your man, and because he's doing his duty as your man.
That's what I was saying, which is interesting because the man is supposed to put the woman and the child first.
Right.
He's supposed to die before them.
Right.
But it's not reciprocated.
No.
From what you're saying.
No, but unless that person is your person, that's your husband or your wife, it's not supposed to be reciprocated. I've been saying this. I've been preaching this same song for months.
No, I get it. It's not a challenge. I'm just taking it in.
We as people, dating or whatever, we have constantly always given people the levels that supposed to be for people who are married. I'm giving you all of this stuff as I'm dating you, but it's really supposed to be because you're supposed to be my wife, or I'm supposed to be your husband. I'm out here, I'm buying you houses, I'm buying you cars, I'm paying for vacations, I'm doing all this stuff that's supposed to be for my wife, or stuff that your husband is doing for you, but I'm doing it as a boyfriend or a girl, or you're doing it as a girlfriend, when that's not how it's supposed to be. There's supposed to be levels to this.
Cheesecake Factory.
Right. Definitely.
What's wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, Sean?
Nothing.
What is wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, Sean?
Nothing.
Please tell me.
Nothing for me.
Cheesecake Factory. But the reality is that so many people been going to Ruth Chris's instead of going to Cheesecake Factory. When you go to a nice expensive restaurant, that was supposed to be for your wife. Y'all doing a date night, or it's an anniversary, or y'all doing stuff like that. But now these expensive restaurants is what you go to on a first date.
Now it's back to entitlement,
right?
And high expectations,
right? Very high expectations because it's the high expectations because we as men we have been willing all this time to do so. because as far as we're concerned, this is the quickest way for us to achieve the master goal, which is to get the cheeks. So if you want to, if money is nothing, money is nothing. I think I said it last week or the week before. We have devalued our dollar when it comes to a relationship, because you don't get access to my resources. You can, because now you can get access to my resources without being my girl. You can get access to my resources without being my wife. So and ultimately we have devalued our dollar in the relationship. So their expectations are so much higher across the board. Because if I can't, if Deacon not going to do it, I'm going to definitely go to Sean, because Sean's going to do it because Sean got it.
That's funny you say that, because I just saw a video where somebody was saying that, and I've seen this before. I've seen this dynamic before, where a woman was saying that she's not going to do such and such and such because that's wife's behavior. That's a wife's behavior.
I'll put
You
that
know,
video.
cooking, cleaning, and you post everything.
I sure
Cooking
did.
and cleaning and this, that, and the third. When it's like, but you expect this man to court you.
Mm-hmm.
So
What
if you
she
live
said
together,
was- What
if
she
you
said
live together,
was that she was doing girlfriend duties. She said, when you make me your wife, then I'll do wife duties.
And
but what is that? What is wife duties?
I don't know. I don't know.
From her perspective, not.
cooking, the cleaning, the washing dishes. Here's
But
the
you do
thing.
that anyway. That's not a wife thing.
That is a wife thing, because I'm doing it for you.
That's an adult thing.
No, but that's because I'm doing it. I'm cooking your meals. I'm washing your dishes, and I'm washing your clothes. Those are wifely duties. That's not
I
a
think that's a
girlfriend.
very thin line. I think that's a very thin line.
If I'm courting you, how do I see that you're able to keep a house? Not because you come in and keep in my house, because when I come over to your house is clean. When I talk to you on the phone, you're saying, "Hey, I'm doing laundry." When I talk to you on the phone and you tell me, "Hey, babe, I made a mean meatloaf today," so I know you can.
But you can't make it for me, because he who finds is a good wife find a good thing, right?
Right, you're absolutely right.
But as long as you ain't doing it for me, it's okay.
I do. She should do it for you when you call her and said, "This is mine." Once you have made the commitment of saying, "This is mine," then that becomes
relationship or marriage.
Huh?
Relationship or marriage.
Marriage.
Then it ain't no Ruth Chris. You get that when you're my wife.
Right, but that's the
problem. That's what I'm saying. That's the problem. They expect Ruth Chris behavior, but don't want to do cooking behavior. Like it's not. It don't work that way. And that's what I'm saying. They don't want. There's certain people don't want to do that, but they want over that.
Right.
Like we want trips. We want $3,500 to just start dating. We want $500 for our phone number. We want you to buy doggy bags and all of these different things, but you can't have none of these mashed potatoes and this meatloaf.
No, but I'm pretty sure they'll give you a plate. Here, you got a plate. You can taste my cooking. They're not cooking it for you. They cooked it for them, and they have more left, so they gave you a plate.
Yeah, they have more left. I don't want no doggy bag.
That's the difference. That's the difference between
we ain't doing that.
And a girlfriend. A girlfriend is cooking for herself, cooking for her family, and she'll think of you while she's cooking. Ooh,
yep. And if I feel like going to Ruth Chris, I may take you along.
Yeah, no.
Other than that, you're going to get coffee.
I think I agree. I agree with Derek. I agree with that part.
Of course, that's the woman's side.
No, it's not the woman's side.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Because it is.
Stop it.
Because when you like Derek said, when you are cooking dinner, like you in your house with your kids, whatever, you cooking dinner for you and your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you call and say, "Okay, I'm hungry. I made dinner. I'll bring you a plate of food."
Right.
But even
if you go over there, even if you go over there.
But is this meal made for you? Did I call you and say?
Why would it? I don't see an issue with.
Did I call you and ask you what you wanted for dinner?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
It's nothing wrong with it. It's a difference between.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a difference between wife and girlfriend. As your
Of course it
girlfriend,
is.
if I'm cooking dinner, I'm cooking dinner. Now, do I? If, and
I think that's a smaller aspect of it.
And you're not living with, and you know, yeah, I'm just your girlfriend, so we're not living together or whatever. And I make dinner. I didn't call and ask you, okay, you know, you working, whatever. What you want me to cook you something to eat? No, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna cook dinner. If you call me or we talking and you tell me you hungry, okay, I cooked. I'll make your plate. I bring your plate food over.
I get it,
But
and I totally agree.
On the other hand, if we're home, or even if you're not home and I'm home and I'm about to start dinner, I'm gonna call you and I'm gonna ask you, babe, what you want for dinner?
I totally agree. That's why I said. But the flip side of that is you're going to get limited access as well.
And that's okay.
Because that woman still want me to if we're walking down the street, me as a gentleman, which I totally agree, I'm going to walk on the outside of the sidewalk. So if something jumps that curb, I'm supposed to take this car. I'm supposed to court you. I'm supposed to open the doors. I'm supposed to gift you and make you feel special. I'm supposed to do that as a man in courtship.
And women are supposed to make you feel special just the same. You get what
Exactly.
you receive.
But what is that? What is that? A woman making a man feel special. What is that? Could it be cooking a meal?
Could be anything. It could be cooking a meal. It could be taking him out to dinner. It could be buying him.
That's my point.
Some of his favorite things.
And I don't.
Anything.
Exactly.
And make him feel special, but it's something that he likes, not something that you think he likes. But something
and I agree. My point is the ones that want to do zero or next to nothing, but expecting so much. That's what I don't. Especially coming into a situation with children. Because now my resources double, triple, and quadruple, which I feel like women with children, and I gotta come in with my resources. A woman with children should actually work harder because I have to pay more. I have to do more. I have to divide my resources. Let's say if I have children, now I have to divide my resources with my children, with your children.
Right.
Now it's not just, if I got 2 kids, it's not just 2 kids going to Great Adventures. I got to buy 4 tickets. It ain't just 4 plane tickets to go to Disney World. 2 tickets to go to Disney World. I'm sorry.
Why is it just you? Why isn't it we?
Whatever the case is, I'm just talking about a man.
Women are not about we.
I'm just talking about a man sharing his resources.
You want to do this together. You want to go search for a house together. You want to go on vacation and work on getting the vacation together. Most of these women out here nowadays are not doing that. They're saying, babe, I want to go here. Babe, I want to do this. Babe, can we do? And it's the expectation for babe to handle that stuff.
That's why this whole prize thing, I'm getting a little sick of it. I mean, where people just feeling like they're a prize when, honestly speaking, I have to pour more of my resources into that.
Right.
It's just real. It's real. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm being realistic. If you got 2 children or 3 children with 2 guys or 3 guys, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yep.
I ain't talking about you. That's a lot. And I don't think a lot of people take that into consideration. They just think like, hey, it's just me and my kids. No, it's you, it's the kids, it's the family, it's the baby fathers, is school clothes, is my car, French fries. I got French fries all in my back seat. It's a whole lot. It ain't just you in the like you said in the beginning, my child is just an angel. No, that angel costs a lot of money. Mm-hmm. Costs a lot of money. It's a lot of time. And a lot, like I said, a lot of people don't look at it from the man's perspective. I catch a lot of hell because I ain't scared to talk about it.
I think some years ago.
I don't think anybody should be scared to voice their opinion about anything.
You can, but I wasn't here. I wasn't here. I'm sorry, Deacon. I wasn't here for the disclaimer, so I will do it now. I will do it now. Who, Deacon? Who hurt us? Our mama black. We gay. And now the song, please, Derek. The song, please.
Meet us on the podcast with your comments. Stop calling it Kyra. She ain't gonna do shit.
Thank you. That's our disclaimer. We got to get our disclaimer out because we hate ourselves and our mama black.
That is Derek and Sean's disclaimer. Okay? If they fix that little part of their disclaimer,
Oh God.
this is not approved. Okay.
I want to say like 4 years ago, for Valentine's Day, I put up a meme. I made a meme, put up a meme that said, for women who think a Valentine's Day present is this, which was a lady in lingerie. And then I put a picture of men shoveling their car out and said Happy Valentine's Day. And I tell you, I got crickets from women. Men understood what I was saying, but women was not with it. Like, you do certain things and you think because you do these certain things that it's equivalent to our resources or our. So I think like what Thomas just said, where you think sex is equivalent to your giving of your body is equivalent of me giving of my money, when in actuality we're giving of our bodies to each other.
The same. Yeah, it's the same.
So it's not you giving me your body and I'm just taking your body, but I'm not giving you mine. Like if you was giving me your body, that means that this was just all head. That's all. That's what it is. If we're not sharing this thing and you're giving, I mean that's mean that our physical relationship is based off of all head. That's all it is. Because I'm not giving you anything, you giving it all to me. But if we're giving of each other, then that
it's fair exchange. It's fair exchange.
Right. It's an even exchange.
Fair exchange.
But women are not like that. Women are like, oh no. And why are women not like that? Because we created these monsters. So we can't fully be mad at them because we created them. We made it okay.
I definitely can agree to, because we do it. You see that hot woman with the flat? Come on, right, girl. You know, let me take care of that.
Mm-hmm.
I got it. You see an overweight sister with kids over there with a flat tire, you ride them right by. Like, man, that's messed up.
That's crazy. I hope her baby father come get her.
Yeah, some guys are jerks. They are. I love, and especially I love the ones like, girl, why you crying? You too beautiful to be crying like that. You don't know, she could be a total jerk.
Yep.
And it could have been her fault.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how we are, and I get it. We pour into to get and do. So yeah, we share that fault. I agree. You see once you started to dig in, right?
Agree with
she left. But as soon as we started to agree that men have fault in it, she brought her ass back.
Listen,
yo, Thomas,
you better go check that private chat, because I had already put my disclaimer in.
Wait, what do you? When he said, "Precious, you'll be fine with that flat tire."
I miss what you agree with. What do you agree with?
That we created.
Not mine. I ain't giving you no ammunition.
What, Derek?
That we created these monsters.
Partially.
We're partially a part of the problem. We helped create the monster. The women who are
entitled. Hold up. Is Kamisha still here in the comment section? If she is, I take that back. I retract my statement. There she is too. I was lying.
I missed a whole segment here. Anyway, I don't know what y'all was talking about.
Good.
Or what?
Good.
But what? About what type of entitlement are you talking about?
All types of entitlement. We're talking about period. Women who feel like it's okay, like okay, because I give you my body, you should be doing everything else. You should be doing everything else. I give you my body and you pay the mortgage. I give you my body and you pay the light bill. I'll give you my body. You change the oil in my car. I give you my body. You pay for my tires.
Oh.
When it's actually a fair exchange.
And you get what you give.
What?
You get what you give. I don't expect nobody to do none of the above. Do I do it? No. But do I expect it? No. I could shovel snow. My daddy taught me how to change a tire. I know
you keep inserting yourself.
I know how to go to the go get my oil changed.
You keep inserting yourself in this situation where you is not like
my opinion. It's my opinion.
Kamisha just said it's not a fair exchange. It's not a fair exchange.
No.
But
so a coochie is more than a penis?
What?
I need to hear this.
So your vagina means more than his penis.
Who putting prices on penis and vagina?
I don't know. I want to know what she's talking about. She said it's not a fair exchange. Sex is a fair exchange. No? Sex not a fair exchange?
Sex is a fair exchange.
What's she talking about? You have a communion again? She having communion again.
Stop talking about my vagina. What do you mean stop talking about your vagina? We trying to get an understanding.
We talk about yours.
If you give your body to a gentleman, that gentleman gave his body to you.
That's fair exchange.
It's a fair exchange.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you just, like I said, unless you giving out head, then.
Okay, let's get off of vaginas and penises, please.
I wanted to hear her explanation on why it's not fair.
Mama Darlene, what do you mean we have to reevaluate our values?
Because everybody values is jacked up.
I agree. Some dudes do.
My value.
That's why right after this I'm going to watch Kevin Samuels.
And I agree with Darlene when she said we have to reevaluate our values because people value the wrong things in people and in relationships.
What should they value?
Some people are more materialistic in their relationship. It all depends on what you want.
Sex is used as currency, right? So
it all depends. I'm not talking about just sex. That's
with certain people. That ain't with everybody. That ain't with everybody.
It's like
sex is used as currency.
Some people,
but that's with some people. We're talking about prostitutes in this. We're talking about regular everyday people.
Yeah, but
everyday people is using
I
prostitution.
Feel like when
a lot of people ain't.
When Darlene said you got to reevaluate your values, you got to reevaluate what's important to you in a relationship. Because having sex is not the most important thing to me in a relationship. Is it part of one? Absolutely. But is it the most important? Absolutely not. And that's the first thing that everybody want to run to. That's the first thing everybody looking for is to get a piece of ass. I'll take you to dinner. I want some ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. We could just continue to talk on the phone if that's the case. Because you're not
I'm
getting
okay with that. I'm okay with
expectation from if that's an expectation from a man to say to a woman, if I take you to a restaurant, I expect to have sex because I take you out to dinner. That's not going to happen because every woman is not like that.
I mean, but to flip it to what the show is about, then I ain't paying for no babysitter fees, and I ain't buying no doggy bag.
And
You
that's the
can't
thing.
expect, but that's what that's
if you're dating and you have children, nobody should be paying for your damn babysitter. Nobody should be paying for your child's.
I agree.
Nobody should be doing that. If you feel as though that somebody should be paying for your babysitter or buying food for your kids when you're supposed to be going out on a date with somebody, then you don't need to be going out on a date with nobody.
I agree. I honestly believe
your household.
I honestly believe your biggest problem.
Tom.
I truly believe
this guy is hilarious.
Your biggest problem is you viewing things from just your perspective instead of what's really. Hold on, let me finish the statement. From your perspective versus what's really going on out here.
But I've never heard of that.
I'm not out there.
I've never heard of a woman asking a man to pay for their babysitter.
But if we're telling you that this happens, just give your opinion on that. What you do is insert yourself. Wait. What you do is insert yourself and say, no, I won't do this and I won't do that. We ain't talking about you. We already know how you is.
What I said was, when you first said it, I said that sounds ridiculous. I said the shit sound retarded to me because that's something I never heard of. But regardless to the point, it's still ridiculous. And it still sounds retarded for anybody to even think that's okay, because it's not okay. If you need somebody to pay for your babysitter, if you need somebody to buy your children a meal, that's not okay. You don't need to be dating. You need to be at home with a ledger trying to figure out your finances. That's what you need to be doing. And that goes for anybody. You don't ask somebody to pay.
I don't play with the kids.
What the hell?
Tom is gonna bring his behind on here one of these days.
Yo, he is hilarious. When he said,
"Thank you, Kamisha." I never heard of it either. I've never heard of that.
Kamisha always lying. She always lying.
Oh my God! Why Kamisha lying?
All right. I told you, Mad Dog 2020 from the communion place. And she be lying, saying she ain't see this, she ain't see that, she ain't never heard of it. All y'all heard of it. Y'all just got to protect the system.
Darlene says, how do we evaluate what's fair? I can honestly say that my husband has given me more, but my heart is to do as much as I can for him. He keeps my car, my house, and pay his entire pay, and he pay his entire pay to our family. He allows me to use my part for the house and me, but all of this goes to the household, so I make sure he has what he needs. Monique says, I've never heard of that either, but the fact that it's happening is ridiculous. Exactly, Monique.
I'm a tag it right in this thread. I'm gonna load this thread up with so much ratchetness. So the next time we get on this show, I don't want to hear nothing.
Kamisha said, "Can she join for a moment to slap him?" You can. Sure. I told you, Kamisha.
I ain't even say nothing. I ain't even do nothing.
I told y'all last week that we about to get a punching bag made up. And Sean is gonna be in the middle of that punching bag.
Oh.
So y'all could tag. As a matter of fact, we just gonna do a whole body of Sean. You could tag his face, the ribs. Just go for the gusto.
And put like a voice thing inside, so when you hit it, it'll go, "My mama black." I hate myself. Do that. Put it like a little voice thing in there, like they put in Build-A-Bear. So every time you hit it, yeah, go, "My mama black." Stupid stuff like that.
In today's society, the relationship between men and women is biased on the barter system. It is. Oh, Kamisha said you catching it too, Derek.
Kamisha knows she don't want this on. She might as well just skip on down the road.
No, I agree with that. I can agree with Thomas on that. That the relationships are biased, but I don't know what you and Sean be talking about. Y'all be taking stuff to a whole nother different category in my eyes.
Y'all liars.
Y'all be taking stuff. Y'all
Y'all liars.
Y'all be talking about stuff I ain't never even heard of.
But be the first one to say, "Oh, I posted that."
I did. Certain things I do post. I ain't gonna say I don't. I do post it, but
That's what I'm talking about.
But I never posted nothing with no woman. Now I did post. I did put a post of a woman who actually brought her child with her on her first date. I did post that.
I just saw a new video where one woman took like 3 kids.
And I thought that was crazy because that's your first date with a man and you brought your child with you. You don't even know this man, but you bringing your child with you on that date.
She said she said her kid gonna keep her safe.
That baby was 2 years old. Couldn't have been no more than 2. He was still sitting in his mama lap. But now that I thought was ridiculous. And I stated that was ridiculous. I don't think nobody should be bringing their kids on no first date. You don't even know this man could be a goddamn mass murderer. Now you gonna got you and your damn kids killed. So, you know. You don't know this damn man. Darlene said he wouldn't pay for the sitter.
I know good and well I wouldn't. You can keep that.
Oh shit. I love our viewers, yo. They got such a great sense of humor.
Some of them is a mess. And they troublemakers and they just like starting.
No, Sean, you like to start to now.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
The most innocent one here.
Like to throw you the one that throw the rocks and then you try to hide your hands. Like, I'm just saying. No. Sean.
Me and my glass house. Leave me alone. Leave me and my glass house alone. Me and Deacon is chilling.
Some of that stuff, I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Oh, please. I'm telling y'all now, I'm gonna be tagging y'all on everything.
Do it. You tag me and I'm gonna put it on the page. Like I do everything else. Anything I think that I find that is just ridiculous or hilarious or whatever, or it's a good topic, I'll put it on the page. Some people may agree with it, some people don't. Just like the young lady who wanted the money before she started talking back to homeboy. She was like, you gotta pay me for my time because you wasted it the first time. You will not waste it the second time. So you gotta pay me.
Whatever.
That's like I just saw it up. I ain't even gonna talk about that. I don't want to say people's names.
Kamisha, if I gotta get tagged in, and so do you. If I got
I'm tagging her and everything.
If I got to suffer, you got to suffer too. So yeah, so certain things I can understand, but like I said, just like the woman that went on the date, her first date with her 2-year-old son, and she sat there proudly as he recorded her saying, "I can't believe she brought her kid on this date." She said she ain't had no babysitter, so hey, she brought her kid on the date with him.
But I'm gonna go get this food. I ain't gonna.
She wasn't canceling it. She wasn't canceling it. I personally don't think that was right though. She should not have been. She shouldn't have did that. I don't think that was right. What Darlene say? I want to implore all women to recognize that when a man really loves a woman, he takes pleasure in making her happy.
Don't say that. Don't say that, Darlene. Don't say that.
Why? Why she can't say that?
Because it was one-sided. When a man truly loves a woman, he takes pleasure in making her happy. So, but he has to be unhappy. It should be when two people love each other, they both take pleasure in making.
That's that happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, I'm over that.
When it should be a happy spouse, happy house.
Right.
My money is my money. Your money is my money.
Our job is not just to pay bills and take a bullet.
Hell yeah, Derek. Hell yeah.
That's not our
Tell him.
job. I didn't put any words in her mouth, Kamisha. I said what I said.
Oh gosh. I think that in a relationship, both parties should be happy. It shouldn't be one-sided. That's my personal opinion on that. It should be one-sided ever. But in some relationships it's like that. So it is what it is, and it's what it is.
It is what it is, and it do what it do.
It is what
That's
it
a
is.
song. We'll make a song about that. It is what it is, and it do what it do.
Because that's the reality of it. You gonna get what you accept. If you don't accept it, then it won't happen in your relationship. If you do accept it, then you are accepting what that person is giving to you.
Mhm.
It's just that simple. It's not hard. It ain't mathematics. People don't have to get their advice from social media. That's just what it is. You give what you get. And it goes both ways.
Well, at least it should.
It should.
But to some women, it doesn't, because they still feel that their currency is between their legs and not and that should be enough.
Are we still waiting on Kamisha's explanation?
Yeah, we gave up on it. She just like to talk. She just like the text. She's a Texan gangster.
I agree.
To some men, it doesn't. What do you mean, Thomas? Where does it go both ways? I said it should go both ways. I'm saying that that's how it should be.
Yeah, he's
It
asking.
should be going both ways. It shouldn't be a man always having to give, and he never receives anything in return.
Now he's gonna receive something. He's gonna receive something in return. She think it's worth it. Like, could you imagine after I paid my five, after I done paid these bills, I done paid your light bill, paid your phone bill, and then you come like, I'm gonna make you feel real good. Now when I get up, I'm like, what? I'm like, can I get some of my money back? Because it really wasn't what I thought it was. They would lose their mind.
Ooh, sex is overrated. But yet, in all, that's what a lot of people always talking about is sex.
Because that's all everybody care about. That's
all. Sometimes that's all some people got to offer.
Mad, that's all that some
got
people
to offer.
And realistically, that's all that some can offer. They can't offer nothing else but that.
Or want to. Feel like they have to.
That's why you should practice abstinence. Absolutely. Then you won't have no problems, and you won't have no issues. Then you'll really get to know somebody. But people don't do that no more.
Nope.
I do.
And I don't wait.
Here she go.
And let's be honest, only 3 out of 10 vaginas are high quality. Thomas, you bad. Thomas, we about to bear you.
That's my exit.
We definitely have to meet Mr. Thomas Mack. He is freaking hilarious.
That was funny.
Definitely, that was hilarious. But anyway,
he's a Riverview vet.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Our original topic was when is it acceptable to introduce your children to your significant other? That was the original topic. But we
Sure
never
was.
stay on topic on Candid Conversations. I guess that's why it's called Candid Conversations. But because it is 9:33 and I go to bed at a certain time, um, I'm going to leave it right where it's at. When is it acceptable to introduce your children to your significant other? And y'all could introduce your children to your significant other whenever y'all feel like y'all want to do so. Just do it with caution and make sure you put your kids first. That is it. That is all that you will be getting from me today. Mr. Rochon, do you have anything to say before you have to go do your job?
If she ain't making you a plate, don't take her on no date. And I'm out.
I can't.
And he left.
You better have left on that damn note because Kamisha about to eat his ass up. He better.
That was hilarious.
That's your friend.
And I'm gonna stand by him.
Yo, I can't with y'all. I just can't. Derek, what are your words for the night?
You have to know what's best for you. If it be 6 months, if it be a year, if it be 5 years, if it be 10 years, you got to know what's best for you because only
Hold
you.
up.
What?
Take that 10 years somewhere else. I'm not dating nobody for them damn 10 years. And we ain't married yet. Nah, bro, you ain't never got to introduce me to your kids at that point. Never. You ain't. Don't worry about me. Go show them to somebody else.
Not show them to somebody else. Show them to somebody else.
Show them to somebody else. You ain't got to worry about me. But go ahead, Derek.
You're always messing up my thought.
I'm sorry.
You know best what works best for you. You know your children. You know what you're comfortable with, and you move how it makes you comfortable. Don't allow anybody else to dictate your comfortability when it comes to how and when you introduce your significant other to your children. Your number one job is to protect and to cover them.
All right now. And Derek has spoken. I'm going to say thank you to everybody for tuning in, for joining the conversation. Thomas Mack, we are definitely Thomas and Kamisha. One of these Tuesdays, y'all gonna have to come on the show and bless us with your presence.
Not Kamisha, though. We don't need that.
Shush, Derek. Kamisha, I'm gonna help you jump them. We always like to have our viewers on to be co-hosts sometimes on our show. So when y'all available, let us know so y'all can come on and hang out with the KK crew. And we will be here next.
Mm-hmm. When Kamisha come on, I'm taking off that day.
Well, you ain't gonna know. You ain't gonna know.
I know the moment she hops on, I'm like, oh, with my time card.
You ain't gonna know. No, you ain't gonna know. I don't know what our conversation gonna be about next week. But we will be on next week, Tuesday, same time, same place. Y'all have a beautiful night. For your own family. Y'all have a beautiful night. Peace, love, and blessings.